Today we are performing myofascial release on your hip flexors. They are the muscles in this area and here that bring your leg up towards your body. So these muscles are used every single day when you walk, when you run, and many other crucial movements that you do. So this is a very important area to work on, but it is also a very sensitive area. I don't want you to apply full body pressure right out of the gate. And I want you to take your time. Do not rush. Move nice and slow and mindful. Use your intuition. And then if your body allows, you can slowly add more pressure as we go along. Avoid this area, so avoid this video completely if you are pregnant or have an inguinal hernia. If you've ever had abdominal surgery, check with your doctor first to make sure that it's okay for you to be performing this work. When we're doing this, if you feel your muscles contracting, if you feel your stress going up, maybe your heart pitter patter just going too fast and you can't calm yourself down, you can't relax and get rid of those feelings, then I want you to find a softer tool, softer ball, back off a little bit, and then I'll be giving other options throughout this as well, ways to make it easier and harder for those of you that need a little bit more. Grab a ball, preferably a massage ball, tennis ball, something similar. If you have other sizes and densities of balls, go ahead and grab those too, because you might find that you need them, and we will get started. If you did last week's video, you know that we worked the glutes and we also worked your side hip coming down into this area. Today we are going to be in a similar spot but moving a little more forward. So I want you to find your ASIS bone that sticks out here, this round button bone here in the front, and we're going to come onto our side, and when you do, you're going to take the ball and you're going to move it just to the outside of that bone and down, inch or two depending on your body. So that's the bone right there. I'm on the bone right now. I'm going to roll off of it to the side and then take the ball down a little bit. So that's where I want you to be, but come down onto your side. So here we go. Lie down on the ball. I like to have my legs kind of scissored, one on top of another with a slight bend in my knees, but that's something that you can play with. Once you're here, kind of move up and down, left and right on the ball. Feel what you feel, notice. See if you can find a spot. Try moving up your legs. See if that makes it easier for you to control not only where your body is, but how much pressure you're putting on. You can lift your body up with your arms and your legs to not put quite as much pressure. Can also get a softer ball. Otherwise, if you can find a spot where you want to hang out because it feels tender, you can stay up, or you can go ahead and bring your body down. You can rest your head on a pillow or your arm. Breathe. Hang out. See if you can get that spot to release. You can see the ball, and I'm touching my ASIS bone right here. So it's pretty close, but it's not on the bone. It's a soft area. Use your exhales to relax, to soften the tissues that the ball is pushing into right now. See if you can soften those and let the ball move in a little bit deeper. Main job now is to relax until that area feels a little bit better. If it does feel better, maybe you can just move a little bit up, down, left to right, find another spot. So there's another one for me. You can also play with your bottom knee. Sometimes it can make a difference if you slowly draw your knee closer up to your body. And maybe that will allow you to find a new, better spot to work. Okay, and let's roll over to the other side. If you need more time, go ahead and take it. Otherwise, flip over with me. Find your ASIS bone again. Take it back about an inch, down about another inch. That should be a good place to start. Hold your body up off of it as much as you need to so that it's gentle enough for you. Once you find your spot, settle in there, breathe, and decide if this is enough for you. Decide if you want to lie your body down. Take your time using your exhales to soften and relax. If this is too much for you, please get a softer ball. You can also do this at the wall. Just stand up against the wall and sandwich the ball between your tissues and the wall. If you don't have a softer ball and you want to be on the floor, another option is to take a towel and lie it on top of the ball, just adding a little bit of cushioning to the top. If you need to move a little bit to find a new spot, you can. If you're curious, the muscle you are working right now is called your TFL. Okay, if you need more time, take it. Otherwise, bring yourself back up. And we will switch to the next area. Let's work together on your psoas. You will be on your belly for this exercise. Again, with a ball similar to this. Always having extras available of different sizes and densities in case you want to try something else. Before we come down onto our belly though, I want you to look at your body so you can learn exactly where we're going to be working, because once we lay down, we can't really see very well. Find your belly button. That's one spot I want you to notice. Find your round, small aces bone again, and then also find the top of your hip. So for me, here's my aces. This is the top of my hip or my pelvis bone. And here's my belly button. So what you're going to do is when you lie down on your belly, you're going to take the ball. Here it's on top of my belly button. You're not going to be on top of your belly button. You're going to be just off to the side. So you see how you just roll it off to the side? Maybe half an inch to an inch. From there, we're going to slowly make our way down about an inch or so, and then we're going to head over pretty much to the top of the hip bone, maybe a little bit lower than that. So start at the belly button, take it over a bit, down, and across. So I'll walk you through that too, but I just wanted you to see it here rather than when I lay down on my belly. So let's go ahead and do it. Lie prone or on your belly with the ball to the side of your belly button. You pick, which side you want to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it off about half an inch. Come on down. I like to just start with my legs straight behind me. Once you've got your spot just off to the side of your belly button, slowly come on down. You do not want to press on your belly button. You do not want to press on the center of your abdominal area at all. So once you're off to the side, come on down, relax, breathe. This can be very intense. Try rocking your body a bit side to side now. Feel it move across your tissues. And then settle in. Pick that spot for you where you feel like it's necessary, it's useful, uncomfortable. So for me, I was a little bit to the right. So I'm a little bit closer now to my belly button. That's the spot that feels tender for me. It's tender, so I want to work it, try to release it, try to get it to feel a little bit better, but it's not so tender that I can't breathe and that I can't relax. And that's what I call your sweet spot. That's the area you want to find. Breathe, relax, soften. If you need a softer ball, get a softer ball or put a towel on top of it. Once it starts to feel better, which mine does, You're gonna walk your body up a tiny bit so that the ball goes down. Take it down again when you're ready. If you feel like you need a bit more, you could come up onto your forearms, and that's going to stretch the tissues on the front side of your abdomen. From there you can wiggle again, find your spot. Might also want to try bending and straightening your knee, the leg, the side that the ball's on. Maybe even rotate it in and out, so you're internally and externally rotating your thigh as you're just dropping your foot in and out. So you're probably down enough now that you want to start coming out to the side. So in my case, the ball's on my right side, so I'm going to slide my body to the left so that the ball goes to the right towards the top of my hip bone. And each spot's going to be a bit different. You might not want to have your body up, you might want to have your body down. You can always try at each spot. Try different movements with your body, your leg, your torso, finding your sweet spot. So for me, this one, I feel better bending the other leg and rotating my foot in. So I'm bending the opposite knee. So as I said before, there really is no right or wrong with how you move your body. You're just trying to find your sweet spot. Where does it feel intense enough that you need to work and you need to make improvement, but not too painful? Slowly keep making your way towards the hip bone, maybe an inch away from the hip bone. Everybody's going to be different though. Your spots might take longer to release, or they might be releasing faster than mine. Everybody's bodies are sized and shaped differently, so if you need to pause me at any time, go ahead. All right, there's a good spot for me. There's another ball that I use sometimes. It's a dog toy. It's basically a big tennis ball. I got it at the local pet store. Same idea. There you go. So if you have pets or kids or grandkids, it's always fun, at least I find it fun, to go through their toys and just see what kind of tools you can find. You never know what's just around your house that might work out perfectly. Let's take this now to the inside of your hip bowl. So you've got your bone here. We talked about the ASIS being here, that ASIS bone, the round one that sticks out. And then you've got the top of your pelvis here. You're going to work the inside rim of that bowl. So starting at the top, which is probably about where you're at right now, place the ball at the top of your hip bone, just inside of it. And then from there, see if you can find your sweet spot. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the larger ball. If you have different tools, feel free to give them a chance. Find your sweet spot, hang out. So for this one, I like to be right on the edge of the hip bone. Kind of tack the tissue down, and then I draw my body away from the ball slightly, just like a quarter of an inch, and just kind of pulls the tissue, pulls it away from the bone. Again, you can play with your legs, see where they need to be. Your body can be up or down. It's another one of those places where you might feel sensations in other parts of your body than where the ball is pressing. You might feel it in your low back or down in the top of your leg. Again, taking your time. You decide when it's time to move on. If it's released, if it feels a bit better, then find your next spot. If you can tolerate more pressure, another option is to lift your straight leg behind you of the hip that the ball's under. Just lift it up off the ground, breathe. You can also try a little bit of a frog leg, taking your knee out to the side, see what that does. So I'm just slowly making my way down towards the ASIS bone. Once you get to your ASIS bone, you're done. You don't want to get down into your groin area. If you think you need some work down lower than we go today, then I would encourage you to seek a professional, find somebody that can help you through it. All right, let's head over to the other side now. Okay, so remember, we started with just to the side of your belly button, so just over half an inch maybe, starting there. From there, you're going to end up slowly going down about an inch and then heading over towards the top of your hip bone. Then from there, we'll go right inside and roll down the hip bone to the ASIS bone, and that's where we stop. So belly button it is, over to the other side. Explore first, roll a bit side to side, notice what you feel, find your spot. Again, do not be right on top of your belly button. Always listen to your body, always use your intuition. I mentioned already, if you have a hernia or you think you have a hernia, shouldn't be doing this. You know, you might have scar tissue. Everybody's body is different. Injuries and conditions are different. So if you would all feel like this isn't something you should be doing, don't do it. Seek a professional. Otherwise, relax, breathe, and let's see what kind of relief you get from this work. So remember, you're just working your way now slowly down about an inch or so, and then you'll start to make your way across to the top of the hip bone. While you are doing that, I want to give another option for those of you that this might be too extreme. You can come onto your back. You can place the ball next to your belly button, and from there you can use your hand, and you can just press down, or both hands. Press down into the muscle right next to your belly button. And then same idea. Breathe, relax. Figure out where your legs need to be. And then just with your hands, slowly make your way down, finding the tender spots. And then taking it across. Find a tender spot, hang out, see if it will release. If you get to about 30 seconds and it hasn't released, move on. Today's not your lucky day then. Focus on your breath. One more option I want to give you. You're welcome to try this with me, or if you're happy with where you're at right now, you just keep doing what you're doing. Another one is to take maybe the seat of a chair or a bench if you have one, or I'm just going to use this roller because I happen to have it lying right here next to me. And you can place the ball on top of the seat, and you can lean your body over it. course, it depends on the height of your legs and the height of the roller or the seat. You'll have to find one that works for you, but this actually works quite well for me, believe it or not. Because sometimes it's hard on your belly, lying flat on the floor, to allow the ball to dig in enough. And it's even harder at the wall. You're welcome to try it, but I've never found that one provides much help for people. But this one can. This way you don't have to be on your belly. Make sure you've got enough support under your knees so you don't hurt your knee joint. Using my hand to hold it as I slowly take it to another spot, making the way towards my hip bone. So you guys are probably already at your hip bone, those of you that continued on originally. So if that's the case, remember now you're going to start to work along the inside rim, making your way down, starting right on top and then letting it kind of pull your muscles in like that. And then you go down to the next spot and let it pull the muscle away from the bone. Join you for your last little bit. If your life allows, do this in a setting where you can focus on your breath. You can relax and you can notice the sensations that you're feeling in your body, allowing you to adjust appropriately. And if your life doesn't let you take that time, well, then that's okay. We do what we got to do. And if that means doing this while your kids are running around, then so be it. At least you're still getting it done. Remember the technique of lifting a leg? Last time we did straight leg. You can also try lifting with a bent leg. And then once you're there, you might want to move again. So as I lift my knee up, I can tell that if I go just a little bit more towards the bone, there's a good spot for me. So I just found a sweet spot. Okay, if you need more time for your body, please take it. Otherwise, we are going to move on to the stretching exercise movement portion of today's work. I have two stretches / movements I want you to do. Come into a low lunge. So on your knee, one leg behind you, bring the other leg in front. Be sure to protect your back knee. If you need to, put some extra padding under your knee. Okay, so the leg that's back, I want you to bring that same side arm up to the sky. And then I want you to reach and draw your body up and over. Now try bringing your body forward a bit. And reach up and over a little bit more. Bring your body forward a bit, up and over a bit more. Find your sweet spot. Keep your tail tucked a little bit. Keep your lower back neutral. So you will end up about like this, not like this. We don't want this to be a big back bend. Keep this all in nice and tight as you draw your body forward. You want to be feeling a stretch here on the inside front of your leg. And then stretching up and over in addition to coming forward. Okay, so before we switch sides, draw your body back up. And instead of your leg coming to the front, I want you to walk it out to the side. Now start to draw your body towards that bent knee. At the same time, arm is still up and over and reaching up and over. And we'll take to the other side. Okay, so opposite knee down, other leg comes forward. Walk your foot forward of your knee, maybe 6 inches. Okay, gauge your core. Slowly start to draw your body forward just a tiny bit. Arm up, reach up and over, really lengthening your side body. And then if you want, bring your body forward a bit more. Try reaching up and over more, forward more, up and over more. Not coming into a back bend. Hopefully feeling a stretch front from down into your leg, up into your side. Bring it back up to center. Walk your front leg to the side now. Foot in front of your knee again. Start to shift your weight towards that foot. Arms back up by your ear again. Reach up and over. Bring it back up to center. And there you go. I will look forward to seeing you all next week when we work on abdominals. If you printed the body chart, go ahead and grab it with the writing utensil. I want you to note how uncomfortable this was for each area that we worked on. I recommend using a scale of 1 to 5, where 5 is the most painful, 3 is in the middle, so I would probably consider that uncomfortable, and 1 feels nice, unnecessary, I think is a good word. For areas you noted a 3, 4, or a 5, I want you to add any notes, such as a particular technique or a tip that you might want to remember when you're working on that area. Now remember, if your body conditions or intuition tells you an area is not right for you, please do not do it. I want you to seek help from a professional instead. So for the next week, I want you to work on all the areas that you noted as a 3 or up, so a 3, a 4, or a 5. There really is no exact plan for how much time you should spend on any one area. Honestly, you gotta work with it for a while, and you gotta find your sweet spot where you're doing it enough that you are making positive change, but not so much that you're wasting your time or bruising yourself. I would say, just to give you an idea, on average 5 times a week is probably good, and maybe 2 to 3 minutes per area, but again, everyone is going to be different. Hopefully you will find, like me, that your pain level adjusts quickly. I might be a 5 in one area, and then a week later I'm a 4, and then a week later I'm a 3. I mean, sometimes our body adjusts really, really quickly, and the pain scale will go down fast. I had a muscle, it was in my back, that would take about 5 minutes of work for me to feel better. But after a few weeks of doing it 1 to 2 times a day, it started releasing in seconds. I started doing it less and less. Again, originally I was doing it daily, but now I only do it when I need it. And hopefully that's what you will find as well, that it will release quicker and you won't need it nearly as often. Other things to note, I want you to drink lots of water and know that you might be sore tomorrow. If so, take a break from that area, and then you can try and do it again the next day if you're not sore anymore. If you need help with the areas, feel free to just watch the videos over and over and do it with me. Otherwise, once you've got it down, just feel free to do it on your own. Either way, be sure to make it quality work. Your muscles are going to release faster if you just relax, focus on what you're doing, and most importantly, remember to breathe, especially those big exhales. With that said, I will see you next week.